Hey guys, what's up? Joe Simpson, Capital Bass Fishing. Wanted to talk about some lures today, and specifically chatterbaits and spinnerbaits. It is springtime. It is breezy, windy, cold, crisp weather, and it is a perfect time to be throwing chatterbaits and spinnerbaits. Although those two lures can be kind of intimidating. So you're fishing with your buddy and you're like, hey, what did you catch that fish on? And he's like, oh, I got it on a chatterbait. And you're like, oh, do you have an extra one of those? And next thing you know, your buddy throws back one of these. And it's this humongous looking, intimidating lure. And you're like, what the heck is that? I mean, let's face it. Chatterbaits can be a little intimidating, especially when they're big. So don't be too intimidated by these lures. They work great. Bass will crush them. But I understand the apprehension to even think that they'll work. A chatterbait is nothing more than a bladed jig, and you've got the jig, the tassels, the trailer, whatever you use. This is a crayfish jig with a blade. Sometimes though you're out and you may not have the perfect rod for some of those bigger baits. So those baits have harpoon type hooks. They got to be set pretty hard, and you may not have the rod strength, capacity, line strength, whatever it might be. You may not have what you need that day for that. But you might want to use a chatterbait. You just wish it was a little bit smaller. Well, Z-Man has your back. Z-Man has the Chatterbait miniMAX. This is a much smaller lure, and this one is in bluegill, and I have also one in black and blue. So I'm going to show you these two baits rigged up with a trailer and how much smaller they can get. The thing I like about the miniMAX is you can throw it on a spinning rod, you could throw it on a smaller bait casting rod or lighter line and not feel as intimidated by the size and the girth of the thing. So right off the bat, you can see that this is a much smaller size than the other one. Now the weight of the head is not, actually. The weight of the head looks like it's about the same. I buy my chatterbaits pretty lightweight. I like them to kind of swim rather than hit the bottom. So yeah, let's get a trailer on here and see how that looks. Now the trailers that I like to use on my chatterbaits lately, Pat introduced these to me a few years back. They're Hog Farmers. And the Hog Farmer is a little trailer that has like a pintail, and it's a really nice salty bait. It works really good on chatterbaits. And we've seen these on several videos. People use these all the time. And there's several different manufacturers now making baits that are very similar to this. As you can see, the benefit of the Hog Farmer is that little whippy tail. It takes very little motion to make that tail whip around, and it has a great look in the water. I would say with larger chatterbaits, I'd get the 4.5 inch Hog Farmer or 4.8 or whatever it is. The mini chatterbaits don't have the wire keeper, which I like better, but you could put a little bit of super glue on that thick shaft component, and then you could shove this on there and it probably will stay on just fine. You just have to figure out where that comes out the back of the bait and thread it down to that point. Once you get this rigged up, you have a nice little compact chatterbait, and these things work awesome. So let's do the black and blue one. This is your black and blue. This is going to be a really nice color. Swimming this in the water. And you can see that these are very small and very light. Now, one is a 3/8 and one is a 1/4. So if you look at the two different heads here, you can see the black and blue is the 1/4 ounce and the bluegill color is the 3/8 ounce. They're both going to be easy to cast, especially on spinning gear or light bait casting gear. And you can see the two blades here. One is like a gunmetal and one is a gold. And the color and the bodies of these look awesome. If you haven't tried a chatterbait in the fall or the spring, you must. Anytime they're chasing and eating minnows and fish and shad or bluegill or crayfish, the chatterbait is a winner. Z-Man also makes a nice finesse spinnerbait. This is a 1/4 ounce. You could get some of these if you don't like the big spinnerbaits, and also look at some of the War Eagle products and some of their small spinnerbaits because they're really, really good. So I would recommend War Eagle over any spinnerbait currently. I just like them. They tried and true and they work. But yeah, chatterbaits, springtime fishing, get some of these on. You will catch some of the biggest fish of your life. I wanted to leave you with a couple fish catches and a picture with Jake, who caught a fish in the pond that I call Crusher. He caught the biggest fish that I've ever seen come out of there. So you have to see this picture at the end. It's awesome. But anyway, have a good day. Hope you guys are out fishing this weekend, and make sure you get out there and use those spinnerbaits and use those chatterbaits, especially this time of year. Take care, tight lines. Good luck. See you. Woo! If I get him to sit still.
Nice.
Pretty. Huh? I think 2+. But we don't have to guess.
2.9.
2.9. There we go. All right, my man.
All right, I'm changing up.
Good fish. Good fish. Ooh, that's a nice one. No camera today.